know it's very late right now. Here. Okay. I know it's very late right now, and normally at this time when we speak on our podcast, I have a very sleepy and deep, some would say very sexy voice. So I'm going to tone it up. What are we going to talk about today, Go?
Rants here in Limassol.
Like that. I wanted to talk about the UFC.
Yeah.
But rants seem to be more of a social matter. I would have justified, the UFC is quite social, but trying to slip it in there. But okay, no, you're right. We should talk about the rents here in Limassol. We should talk about the cost of living in general here in Limassol. So I have one question. Oh, I did something stupid. It's okay. Nothing happened.
Glass.
Nothing happened. I have one question here about Limassol and the rents. Limassol is in Cyprus, for anybody who's ignorant and doesn't know geography. It's considered the Miami of Cyprus.
First of all, Cyprus is in the Mediterranean because there's Cyprus in America too. City.
I'm shocked, man. Literally goosebumps. Because I know geography.
You actually have goosebumps.
Yeah. Goosebumps. Tattoo. Maori. Kia ora.
In Italian means what hour?
It's Maori for saying hello, everybody. Go All Blacks.
Always.
I only have one thing to say about the rents. What the fuck is going on here in Limassol with the rents? Does Limassol think that it lives in some sort of... Does it think that it's like, I don't know, the Hollywood Hills, Bel Air? What the fuck is going on with the rents here? It's crazy.
It's hilarious.
It's crazy. They're selling and they're renting out luxury apartments which are 150 years old. There's nothing luxury about them. Nothing works. The walls are almost paper thin. The heat can go through anywhere. There's nothing luxurious about these apartments. And the prices are crazy. Let me give you some prospect, Costa, then you'll tell me your opinion, because now I'm pissed off. Okay? The average salary, the basic salary here in Cyprus, but we're sticking in Limassol, is about 900 euros, give or take. Okay? Cut me some slack. Give or take 900 euros. The average rent here in Limassol for a 2-bedroom apartment is 1,200 euros. That's the average rent for 2 bedrooms. We're not talking about a villa. We're not talking about a fucking mansion. We're talking about not a summer holiday anywhere in Limassol. The average is 1,200. So that's 300 more. That's 300 more euros than what the basic salary is. But a normal salary, a normal person that is making a salary, say, best case scenario, say average 1,500 euros, okay? I'm saying, just saying. I know it's more than what you make, but it's okay. No, he doesn't. So, say somebody's making 1,500 euros. Maybe the other partner, whatever it is, boy or girl, is making like another 1,000. So they make 2,500. Almost half of that is going into rent.
Yeah.
Almost half of that. Then you have electricity, then you have water, then you have the rubbish tax, which really, as if we're not paying already enough tax, we also have the rubbish tax. But say, if they were to do their job efficiently, and most of them they do it, okay. So we have all these other, this is, not even considering you're going to have to need a car.
That you do need, because even their transportation
this is another thing.
Is crap too.
There's no public transportation. There's no proper public transportation. They have public transportation, but it seldom works. And on the weekend it doesn't. And it doesn't go all around all hours.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm not expecting them to be like New York, and I'm not expecting them to be like Rome or Athens, but for fuck's sake, you need to have more buses. We don't have any trains, any trams, nothing. So it's just like calling buses that go through the main line, and that's it. And they don't pass it very often either. And I know because, like where you work, like where I work, we have a lot of people that come from abroad and don't have a car. So they count on public transportation to move around. And it doesn't work. You're paying 1,200 euros on average for a 2-bedroom apartment, and you've got no amenities. The city system transportation doesn't work properly, and everything is super expensive. For what? For what? The beach. That's all you're paying. Have you been to the beachfront? It was pretty a couple of years ago. It's not pretty anymore.
It's so dirty now.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. People are, you know what's happening, and this is what happens back to the economy, that things are so expensive that it's going to be like it was in Rome, where people, instead of living on their apartment with their spouses, partners, friends, whatever, like on choice, out of necessity, they start sharing an apartment. They start sharing They start sharing an apartment. So soon they'll start sharing a bed. And when I mean that, I'm not meaning like they sleep together, because that would be like probably a good outcome. No. In one bedroom, one of these bedrooms, there are two beds, and you pay rent for that bed. It's like not even an Airbnb. So what happens? The owners, these fucking owners, they become super greedy, and it's like, okay, if I can do that, then I'll rent my entire apartment to like 6 beds, and I'll make 2,000 euros. So if I come along, that I have family, or if Costa comes along, that he has a partner, you can't get a fucking apartment, because it's way too expensive. Or you're going to pay for rent, and you're not going to pay for anything else.
It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. I mean,
I can be in Athens with 600 euros and have a fucking like 300 square meter apartment. And I would be in the middle of Athens, and I could actually drive to somewhere that I can go on a day trip, on a field trip. I can go, like, I can move around.
and you got public transportation there.
And I have public transportation. That's much cheaper. It's ridiculous. What are we paying for? I want to ask the people, what the fuck are we paying for? Why are they calling these apartments luxurious apartments? I know that they're doing it to sell them or rent them higher, but why are we doing this? The people that do this, don't they understand that there are better places to go and there are other offers or other places to be?
You know what's going to happen afterwards?
No, tell me.
With all the other buildings that are being in construction now, when they finish and they start selling out or renting out, all the people are going to move to those apartments with the same price, and these ones are going to be empty.
Yeah, but you know what's also happening? They've got these like massive Trinity and Trilogy and like fucking Matrix. I don't know what names they're coming up with these buildings that they're building on the waterfront. These are all Russian owned, right? So this is a huge money laundering operation.
Yeah.
The apartments are not sold out. They say that they're all sold out, but they never get rented,
Yeah.
or they like seldom get rented. And normally it would be like by some Russian family. No offense to the Russians, I'm not being racist here. It's just like, you know, that's how it is, that's the reality of it. But that's not even happening now, because from what I understand, most of the Russian investments and investors have moved out of
They're moving out.
of Limassol. They're going to somewhere where it fucking is less expensive, and they're not getting like grabbed by the ass. In Greece we call this pianun to golo. It means like they're grabbing you by the ass. And you know, Russians are not stupid, Italians are not stupid, English are not stupid. But at some point you have to break it down. Look what happened to Greece with all their prices and their tourists. They lost it for 3-4 years, and they had to like calm the fuck down and go back to normal. Why do we need to go to that? What do you think, Costa? That was my short outburst.
I think that all this is done by most of the people who have these houses. They try to push as max as they can. And they try
Become
to
greedy.
Yeah, they are greedy. And we were like 4 months searching for an apartment.
Yeah.
And we couldn't
You
find.
moved into this apartment like what, 3 months ago?
Yeah,
3 months ago.
3 months ago.
You still haven't invited us over, but still.
3 months ago, and we found it, and basically the owner just, we were trying to push it more down. It's like a 2-bedroom apartment. It's 800 euros. It's quite expensive for a 2-bedroom apartment. In Nicosia you can find it with 500, 450 apartment like this.
And you don't have storage, right?
I don't have storage. I have parking downstairs.
You have what?
Parking.
Huh.
Well,
I thought you said you don't have a parking downstairs.
no, that's
That was like
racist.
super racist.
No, but the building is super dirty. Downstairs, outside. It's disgusting. And like the elevators, like you're thinking like you saw the elevator.
Yeah. It very fits me and Costa. Like if we were together and we go
I don't
stuck
know.
there,
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
it. That's it.
You go beep, 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 get the
If
fuck
you're
out.
a little bit claustrophobic, that's it. Forget about it.
The other house that we were renting was a nice apartment, but it's 1,200 euros. Expensive.
It
That we
is
didn't have the
crazy.
elevator for like super looks and everything. The elevator didn't work for 6 months, the whole year. Like, the fuck. Okay, it's good exercise, but what the fuck? You're paying that money for like.
They had a swimming pool,
Yeah.
but they didn't have an elevator.
We had a swimming pool that was dirty, super looks. That was
The
dirty.
swimming
at the
pool
time.
was like, what, 3 meters times 2?
Yeah.
It was like ridiculously small, but it added value to the rents and the building.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. What the fuck is going on?
But apart from that, even the electricity is so fucking expensive. Yeah, you're gonna use the aircon, but why the fuck is it so expensive?
Even now, during the COVID, the lockdown,
Yeah,
they didn't give any cuts to anybody.
no. They said they're gonna do like 10% off, and they didn't do it.
I don't know. The social gist out of all this is that it's messed up. It's really fucked up. It's really fucked up. It seems that like everybody's going, not even in Cyprus, but all over the world, everybody's going through really, really hard times. People are dying. People are suffering. The poor level rate is increasing. And yet we have our politicians that do nothing about it. We have nothing, they're doing absolutely nothing. If anything, they're inflicting even more pain. Because why would you allow people to rent so high and force people to go into poverty? How many businesses have closed during this lockdown? Ridiculous amount. I'm not even like Cyprus, it's a huge amount. But if I had to, compare maybe to the States, it's or Italy, it's ridiculous. The amount of businesses that have closed. What has the government actually done?
Jack shit.
How much have they helped? Nothing. And it's not the problem is not now. The problem is not now. The problem is, let's see in 6 months. We already, here in Cyprus, we already went through the season. And basically the season was lost because tourism was basically down to zero compared to previous year.
Zero.
When the lockdown was lifted and some of the hotels could open, instead of pushing for tourism, local tourism, to go to the hotels, what did the hotels do? Because they're getting aid from the government, they shifted their prices back up. Crazy amounts.
Yeah.
So, you wouldn't think like a hotel that went throughout the season without getting any value, they were going almost bankrupt, right? They still put prices so high, so I don't know, people can't afford to go.
Most of the hotels were closed too.
Yeah.
They didn't live open.
Yeah,
It's
but
better
what
having
they
a
do-
hotel working all the time.
Yeah, it's not working. We
They're
know.
not working.
We know. I don't know, it's crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. I don't know what to say. I'm going to be looking for a house, an apartment next year. I know it's going to be a struggle already from now. Because I'm going to have to speak to some dickheads that are selling their apartment as luxurious apartment. And it's going to be a fucking butthole. And they're going to be selling it. It's like, oh, this is amazing. And look, I put the washing machine, like the fucking apartment that I'm in now. They had everything. I had the washing machine. The washing machine was dirty. It was smelling of rotten water for like 6 months. We kept on telling the landowner that, look, there must be a problem. This is not normal. He brought in his technician. Technician said, no, it's the calcium around the drum. It can fill sometime. Wash it with calculate or whatever the fuck it is. It's okay. We washed it. It got a little bit better. And then it started losing water underneath. So my brother came one day to help me fix it because I didn't want to pay the fucking technician again, and I didn't want the owner of not my owner, that sounded weird, the owner of the apartment to bill me on anything because he kept on coming for nothing. So little Cocco came, and as agile and swift as he is, he fixed my washing machine. You know what apparently was a problem? There was a fucking hunting sock inside the tubes that had been there for like years. And it was smelling like rotten feet. I don't know what
mold on it.
Had mold. It was fucking disgusting. And he was selling me his apartment as a luxurious 2-bedroom apartment. That's ridiculous. And you keep telling me, and the landlords, they don't want to do it. Like 90% of them, maybe there's a good 10% that will help, but 90% of them, you tell them about the problems of their apartment, and they do,
jack shit.
Exactly. It's fucking ridiculous.
No, it's
So, I don't know. I think we should all move back to Greece or Italy or fuck this shit.
the Russian businesses are closing down. They're moving out. Everybody's going to Portugal. It's much cheaper.
There are other places. That's the thing. There are other places. I don't understand. They have so much to gain. Like, lower the prices a little bit to be something normal. You will make more money on the long term. You'll have more activity. More people will be here. More businesses will be able to
Money's
work.
going around all
And
the
money
time.
will go around. There'll be more circulation, and everybody will be happy. Yes, you won't have the Russians that come in with the 500 euro bills, but you will have a lot more people and a lot more traffic, and there will be a lot more people that are happier. That's the social gist. Fuck's sake. Anyway, fuck this. I'm angry now. So we'll talk about it again some other time.